Welcome in the southeast part of Switzerland. We are traveling from Chur to Toronto with the Bernina Express. We will cross the Alps at a height of 2,253 meters, and we will pass a lot of architectural delights. The Bernina route is part of UNESCO World Heritage. The route is single track and fully electrified. Regularly trains have to pass each other. Here we meet the train to St. Moritz. Trains often consist of a fixed train at the front that pulls the other wagons. In our case, 5 panorama wagons are pulled along. From the panorama cars you have a splendid view on the impressive surroundings. Just south of the village of Bruzio, is one of the highlights of the Bernina Express train ride from Chur to Toronto in Italy. This intriguing 360-degree spiral railway viaduct was built in 1908 to limit the railway's grade to the required maximum of 7%, and stop the engine going too fast on the way down, or slipping on the way up. It's an engineering marvel, located shortly after Bruzio train station and can also be seen from the road. Although we are still driving through Switzerland, the Italian influence is already noticeable. Italian is also the official language here. The spiral has a radius of 70 meters and a slope of 7%. By keeping the drop rate low, there is no need for a cogwheel. The viaduct bridges a height difference of 10 meters. The Rhetian Railway, also called the Little Red, is a Swiss railway company that operates all train routes in the canton of Graubünden with the exception of connections to destinations outside the canton. The railway company originated from the narrow-gauge railway Landquart Davos, founded in 1888 by the Dutchman Willem Jan Holspoor, which changed the name to Rhetian Railway in 1895. Due to the mountainous terrain, the Rhetian Railway makes full use of narrow-gauge but no cogwheel. The necessary special viaducts and turning tunnels have been constructed to conquer the landscape, which has resulted in a number of spectacular routes. The special panorama carriages have curved windows and offer a breathtaking view. Here in Toronto, the Rhetian Railway has its own station. Just next to it, here on the right, is the station of the Italian Railways with the characteristic green trains. Another highlight is the viaduct over the Landwasser. The train drives directly out of the 216-meter-long tunnel onto the viaduct. It is 65 meters high and 136 meters long and rests on 5 pillars. The viaduct makes a 45-degree bend. This way we can still see the place where we came out of the mountain from our carriage. We have left the Albula Railway and are now driving on the Mattherhorn Gotthard Railway, via the Oberalp Pass at 2,030 meters, to Andermatt. The River Rhine rises in various places in this part of the Alps. The Glacier Express is waiting for the train that comes out of Andermatt at the bottom left. This train climbs up through a wide bend to pass the Glacier Express and climb further up into the Alps. The Glacier Express has now descended further and turns through the last bend before the train arrives at Andermatt station. Special panorama wagons also ride on this train. The Swiss flag can be found on the transitions between the wagons. After the complete disappearance of night trains, the Austrian railways have again introduced night trains under the name Nightjet. These night jets also depart from Zurich. At the end of 2021, the night train from Zurich to Amsterdam started running again. In Germany, the Swiss locomotive has been replaced by a locomotive of the Dutch railways that takes the train to Amsterdam via Utrecht. The train consists of sleeping cars, couchettes and seating cars. The network of night jets will be further expanded. At the moment there are night trains from the Netherlands to Innsbruck, Vienna, and Zurich. This is where this short impression of a train journey to and through Switzerland ends. Thanks for watching.